If we did a public presentation and we're going to take off the veil of love, to you, what does that look like? What will it have? We take off the veil. What does the face of love look like to you?
What are the goals here?
Well, we started Love Over Fear because
we wanted to really name the way that fear gets deployed in our politics, the way that fear gets used to brew up hate against immigrants, calling people invaders, calling people as undeserving or unbelonging in our society, and the way it's so easy for people to kind of fall into the ways that fear is used. Fear is also used against people of color. All this fear can be circulating out, and it's you can feel it already, right, on the rise in this election year. All this fear can be circulating around it, but we want to really go deep and ground ourselves in a conviction of love, and a conviction of care, and a conviction of neighbor, and a conviction of our shared humanity. And so how do we strengthen ourselves? So this campaign was about how do we strengthen ourselves in our values and how we act towards in their day-to-day values, but also in like how do our values come through in our policies? What does a budget based on care and compassion and root causes and loving our neighbors look like in the city of Oakland?
The political and the revolutionary training that I received as a child, and something that we were raised up on is the idea that revolutionaries are revolutionaries because they love themselves and they love their people. So like from our connections to the Black Panther Party, elders from the party would quote Che Guevara, and they would talk about how he said that revolutionaries are guided by deep sense or deep sentiments of love for their people. So I think if we're being honest and we're unveiling, you feel me, like being vulnerable or being truthful in what it means to say, I love myself and I love my people, we move differently. We move with a revolutionary mindset in a day and time when there's clear injustice, oppression, and victimization happening across the board.
This is a perfect moment for people to write your city council person or the president of the city council, Nikki Bas Fortunato, and say, I want to see safety in how we create better programs, how we create job opportunities, how we create space where people can have real responses to their needs.
It's my love for my people, and kind of like how you said earlier, through my lens of my fight and my love for Black people, being able to extend that love to all people and to fight for all people who I like, fight for all oppressed people the way I fight for Black people is how I challenge my heart space. When I'm doing well, like emotionally and spiritually, that's where I am, and that's the challenge that I'm moving forward in. And for me, I'm always grounded in my love of my people and my belief that we deserve the ability to thrive.
Our beloved ministers say, love is as love does. And as a student of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he would include expressions of love in so many of his messages until the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked with him about what love meant. And he asked him, what does love mean? And then the messenger gave him an answer that included that love is built from the essentials of freedom, justice, and equality.
I'm being reminded, like at least twice a week, I'm being reminded what love is, right? I mean, love shows up in many ways. So when I'm at home, right, and when I hear this question, right, that is popping out, saying, whose time is it to shine? Whose time is it to shine? And when I heard that, every time I hear that, smile come out of my face, because that is my daughter finishing washing her hair, and it's time for me to go blow dry her hair. So that's my time to shine, right? So every time she says that, so she's upstairs and I'm down here, and like, whose time is to shine? I'm like, me. And I would drop whatever I'm doing to rush up there so I can shine. That's love. To me, that's love. We all have a time and space to shine. We are capable of that love.
I feel like love to me is about connection. It's the most authentic form of connection that we have. And the more we see each other for who we truly are without, labels, titles, color, race, age, gender, nationality, communities, neighborhoods, gangs, whatever. When we see each other as human spirit, as energy, as vibration, as like love is who we are at the center of our being.
For me, when it comes to my work, is that I am looking beyond the limitations, but also understanding what's impacting this person to love or not love in the way that they do. And so when you think about, again, as we started about all the oppressive from, economic justice, not having livable wages, lack of transportation access, lack of access to healthcare, lack of access to childcare, all of these things that impact working people, working families, and love. It takes love to look past those things to see the person, right? Because you can easily, again, like, then that's the world, that's the country we live in, right? When my ancestors, my people, our people have been, judged by the color of their skin, right? And not the content of their character. We have to flip that. You have to reverse that. And that's the act of choosing to see people for who they can be and not for who they are.
As individuals being open, to learning and understanding, right, our histories, the challenges that other communities go through, bridging each other, learning how to bridge and how we can collectively support and heal each other.
Love for me, for my own thinking, is that's the highest frequency that is in the universe. And at this point, I'm myself, human being, but myself, I'm talking about myself. I'm working every day to raise the vibration, to connect with that energy, with that frequency.
And love to me also looks like mercy and grace and forgiveness of each other, and also accountability. We've hurt and harmed each other. How do we have those accountable spaces? And if I've hurt you and harmed you, how am I accountable to you too?
It means we leave no one behind. No one. That's a hard concept to lean into, even for me, y'all. Like, don't, like, I am a very flawed person. But yeah, it's we leave no one behind. Including ourselves, y'all.
Love is who we are at the center of our being. Like, I feel like love to me is being, and seeing that true essence in every single being, to me, is what love looks like. Like, looking at every single person that you see and feeling a connection to them.
Believe in one another. And I think that's the key ingredient to this thing, is start believing in the working class again. Start believing in yourselves. Start believing in ourselves. En la tú eres mi otro yo. You are my other me.